It's our fault. 100% our fault. And I'm talking about CFIs and flight schools. So let's talk about it. All right, so as you can see, I decided to kind of change up my studio. It's a beautiful morning outside, so I got the pool behind me and stuff. But let's talk about it. Have you had issues getting a check ride pretty much anywhere in the country? Especially here in Orlando lately? It's our fault as flight instructors and as flight schools, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. So for some context, I'm waiting for my check ride for CFII. I finally have my date. It's the middle of July. Uh, it's still June when I'm shooting this video, obviously. So there's quite the delay out there. And to put things into context, as far as DPE count goes, Orlando is the largest FSDO in the country. Again, as far as the amount of DPEs that fall under that FSDO. There are 60 DPEs within the Orlando FSDO, but that's not even the real number of DPEs here in the area, because I know several DPEs that are here in Orlando helping out with check rides that are assigned to different FSDOs around the country. So there's more than 60 DPEs here in the Orlando area trying to help everybody get done with their check rides, but there's still weeks upon weeks, and in some cases months, that you're waiting to get to a check ride. So how is it our fault? Well, a DPE spilled the beans and explained to us exactly how it works and why we're going through what we're going through. And again, like he directly said, it falls on us, the flight instructors and the DPEs, or the flight instructors and the flight schools. So basically what it is we'll use me as an example. I'm a flight instructor. I have a student ready for check ride. I call, I get them a check ride date. And then when that date comes around, they get their check ride. And say we waited 4 weeks. Let's say we waited a month for that check ride. Okay, well, that's a month that we have waited for that check ride. The DPE knows that we have waited a month for a check ride, but the FAA FSDO only sees that we've waited 3 days for a check ride. And that's basically what the FAA and the FSDO say. They don't see a problem because they only see a 3-day wait time. That's the average, according to the FSDOs and the FAA, across the country, wait time for a check ride. 3 days. Why is that? It's because of the way we do the endorsements and we do the paperwork as CFIs and flight schools. So basically what it is when you're ready for your check ride, at least every flight school I've dealt with and instructor I've dealt with, is they're going to schedule you the check ride, but they're not going to give you that endorsement right then and there. They're going to wait until a day or two before the endorsement to do your, or a day before your check ride to do your endorsements. And then that's when you're going to go on IACRA and fill out the paperwork for your check ride. Well, that's what's creating the problem here nationwide, is we're waiting until right before the check ride to do IACRA and fill that out and get that signed off. So that's where the FAA gets their statistics from, to figure out what the average wait time is for a person being signed off for a check ride and getting that check ride. So we need to sign off people immediately as soon as they're ready, is basically the message that was given to me. Is once you're ready for a check ride, sign that person off. Because then once they go and fill out that IACRA, and now the FAA FSDO starts seeing there's a month wait, now they recognize there's a problem, they can take care of it. But right now, the data that they look at only shows a 3-day wait to get a check ride, because we're waiting until the last possible moment to fill out that IACRA form and get it signed off by the school and by the instructors. So long story short, it's on us. We need to fill out that IACRA form sooner, so that way that the FSDO and the FAA can see that there's a problem and then they can rectify it. And it's not going to be a fast fix, because I was informed that basically from the acceptance of an application for a DPE to them hitting the streets working as a DPE is anywhere from a year to 2 years. So we're going to be in this for a while, and it's our own doing, unfortunately. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what the problem is and how we can fix it and how we can move forward. And if you like this video, you might want to check out this one here on the screen that talks about a crazy policy here in the Orlando area.